Formula 122 is back because it's Sunday and that's what we do. It is the Formula 1 season, 22 race weekends. It's a long old season. And we are hitting round 6. Skip, Formula 2 champion, has entered the world of Formula 1 as Lewis Hamilton's teammate in the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula 1 team. And he's a bit rubbish. He's only got 2 World Championship points. And out of 5 races so far, those points have happened from 2 10th place finishes. And in Imola, there was a DNF because of a gearbox issue. So it's been a tawdry old start to the season. But last time out, in Miami, we had that 10th place finish from out of the blue, because for all intents and purposes, it looked like it was an 11th until the moment I crossed the finish line, where it magically turned into 10th, and Kevin Magnussen somehow finished a lap behind. The theory is, as Gilly Fam suggested last weekend, the theory is that on the last lap, he retired. He came into the pit lane and retired, and he ended up a lap behind. So we're accepting that as common wisdom. So this evening, after some globe-trotting, we settle in Spain. It'll be the Spanish Grand Prix this evening, a circuit incredibly familiar in the F1 calendar and in F1 games in general, as it has been a stalwart of the F1 calendar for comfortably over 20 years. Let's get ourselves all set and ready to go, shall we? We haven't taken a trip to the item shop recently. I know you like it. A couple of things here I already own, including the pipework livery. It's got lines. And also this decal. I've pulled a win out of a helmet.
Voila! I have pulled a win out of a helmet. Voila! I have pulled a win out of a helmet. Voila! I have pulled a win out of a helmet.
The bit of blue continues. I think we're going to have to buy that, aren't we? Yep, thank you. What else do we have here? Hey! Nice. What else do we have? Oh! Back to the Future. Also this. And that.
Woo! Tough race today, man. Had to work for that one.
Blokey stuff. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. Can we pull a win out of a helmet this evening? It'll get you banned on Twitch. To be fair, it would be a giant change of fortune, considering I finished 10th in the last race. Although we qualified, what was it, 6th or 7th? So I could qualify well and then just balls up the race. Let's start the career because we'll be kicking off from team headquarters. We can have a little recap about how things are looking with the car. We had some good stuff happen last week. So Spain, round 6 is what we have coming up. You can see the World Championship standings there. Yours truly, Skip, 2 points in 14th place. Good to have some points, but that is not where a Mercedes driver should be. So to team headquarters we go. let's have a quick look at our research and development successes from last week. And indeed, the big spike in the chart for Mercedes there. It'll be interesting to see whether there's any noticeable differences in especially straight line speed this week. Excuse me. This is the one I was worried about. The one I thought that maybe we wouldn't get it done, and that's the engine cover. We put that through. We put that through with a rush order, which increased the risk of failure to 45% in order to see if we could push it through in time for the Spanish Grand Prix. It was a success. And that was the main one. We had some other stuff succeed before that point. And we'll be waiting now for the resource points to come out of our practice programs from this race weekend to see if we can put the next phase of Ghostbusters development in the car. With the outcome of the R&D work that we've done so far, you can see that the Mercedes-AMG Petronas team, their car is now pretty much level with Ferrari and not that far behind the Red Bull in terms of overall comparison. Durability is where the biggest movement has been. The powertrain and aero is pretty much level, and the chassis is just a little bit behind so far. But more significantly, by catching up to the leading teams of Red Bull and Ferrari, we're starting to push ourselves a little further away from our main competition, which has been, by and large, the Alpines and McLarens, but the Alpha Tauris and the Alfa Romeos have been very close. And considering my current in-game rival is Valtteri Bottas, the lead driver of the Alfa Romeo team, it's a good thing that we're keeping ahead of him. And so, to Spain, and more Pirelli Hot Lap action, which means I'll need to get myself into driving position. We do stuff with the supercars, which gives us the opportunity to earn some additional acclaim points, which is, great, because it increases your worth as a driver, both to the team that you're in and any other teams who may be expressing an interest. So, we're looking at autocross and drift. Now, I'm scared of drift. I've yet to do drift. I've done slaloms and autocross and fastest, average speed and all this kind of stuff. Do you know what? I think I'm going for drift this time. Let's see what it actually is. It could be fun, or I could be really bad at it. There's only one way to find out. Here we go then, folks. It's drift. Do you know what I haven't done? We go into there. I haven't got my message up. There's always something I forget to do. There it is. Here we go. Push the car beyond its limits to perform exciting drifts. Only exciting ones will count, however. The objective is to score as many points as possible within the given time frame. The speed, duration, and angle of the drift are all contributing factors to achieving the maximum score. I have, well, if that's 180s, that's 180 seconds, 3 minutes. That's a long time. And we have the bronze, silver, and gold targets. So I have to hope I can at least hit the bronze target of 2,250 points. I've got no idea how this is going to work, so holy hell, help. Let's get stuck in, see what it's like. If it doesn't work out great first time, we'll do a redo and have another go. But this isn't the main focus of my evening, so I'm not going to be spending too much time on it, he says. You sitting comfortably? Let's begin! And away they go. Right, yes it is. It is indeed 3 minutes. And he's off the racing line already. Whoop. I'm not really styling this out very well right now. I drive F1 cars, not these things. I'm not a Gran Turismo guy. Right, you know what? I need to take this a bit more seriously from the start. Here we go. Let's build up ahead of speed. Much longer braking distances here. I'm doing worse. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. What? Don't overcorrect. Go with it, go with it, go with it. Holy hell. How am I getting this anywhere near 2,000 points? This poor car. Brakes are locking up. That's my problem, is locking up the brakes. Yeah, this is not my thing. It's not even like, you know, Daytona USA or something where you can just like arcade it. This is, yes, man. Just drift on the straights, like that's what a pro does. Feels like cheating, but you know, if it works. This isn't slick at all. If I'm lucky, I'll hit bronze here. I'm gonna try and get that. Yeah, try and get the. I'm gonna try and get the rear of the car sort of step out, but keep it under control while I'm still like turning into the turn, if that makes sense. Oh jeez, that's pants on fire stuff there. There we go. I think I'm gonna get close to bronze. But geez Louise, this is not my thing, folks. What we'll do is, right, there we go, time's up. 3,000. Wow, that's rough. I'm gonna have one more go at that. I was getting a little bit more of a feel for it towards the end. So have one more crack at it. $3,018. So we could get a silver. With a little bit of luck, I think. Look, I'm cheating. Don't go off the track there, or it doesn't count. There we go. Look at that. It likes that stuff. Likes that stuff, all right. Oh yes, baby. Throw this thing around. Okay. It's less on the brakes and actually more on the accelerator, isn't it? Okay. See, we're already over 2,000, and we've got 100 seconds to go, so... Oh, that was rubbish. Let's come back a bit. Yes, man. Yes! Throwing it about on exit more than anything, isn't it? There we go, 3,000 already. With a minute and 10 left to go. Yes! Last minute. Well, it's the temptation to correct, right? We're not going to get to 6, but we'll get over 4. There we go, over 4. Don't know if I'll get to 5, but we're already in the silver territory, so I can walk away with that pretty happy. Donuts! Donuts will not qualify. That's fine. Give me my silver and I'm getting out of here. Never to return.
Oh, pardon.
Hello, Panda. You're still getting in getting the big old rainy thunderstorms. Lovely. I bet that sounds awesome. Second proper attempt, although we started this 3 times. Slowly getting the hang of what drift is. It's not my favourite hot lap thing to do, but okay. Silver though. 500 additional claim points I would have otherwise not gained. I'll take that. Let's go back to HQ and move ourselves forward into the race weekend proper. There's a lot to do. A lot to do. Here we go then. It is the race weekend. Oh, what tyres do we have? Oh, yes, it's the usual. Right. Before we get into the weekend, let's just check in with the state of the car, right? Because I think we're probably going to be changing some components by the start of practice 3. So we have the best possible car condition for qualifying in the race. Several components here are creeping towards the end of their life, including the internal combustion engine, which has had 368 laps worth of track time. It has 76% wear. The MGU-H, 77% wear now, 368 laps out there. The same, of course, for the turbocharger, 80% wear. Now, our gearbox, I'm going to stick on gearbox number 1, which is 84% worn, and this was the gearbox that was giving us trouble in the race at Imola. So I'll be using this for practice. Probably practice 1 only, and then going on to gearbox 2. Turbocharger, MGU-H, and the ICE will all be changed out by practice 3. So we have the best possible setup to get us through practice 3, qualifying, and the race. That's how that's going to go. So, that's everything at team headquarters. Let's board the jet and make our way over to Spain. Hoping we're going to have a lovely race weekend weather-wise. We will find out at the team motorhome. Drew suggesting I get one of those external combustion engines, like external GPUs. Is he off for another cheeky one off the wrist with his iPad? You should fire this guy. He's always dashing away. Looks like good weather all weekend here. I like the look of that. Ah, okay. Lots of emails. Development update. Here we go. So, this is leading into the Spanish Grand Prix weekend. Hi everyone, says Francisco. Francisco? I don't think so. I wanted to send around an update on our estimated performance progress against our closest rivals. You can see the relative movement over the past few races in the attached graph. The Mercedes team is the kind of the teal bluish line there, which over the last 3 race weekends up to this one has been on a nice steep climb up and is commensurate, is level with the Ferrari's performance here. So we're catching up to our competition, which is nice to see. Here's our weather forecast from Chief Engineer Mark. Dry conditions on track, although cloudy. Here's the situation with the development updates. The rear wing main plane and the engine cover were successfully completed. The tertiary wing flaps and the ICE both failed. I think they were reordered. And then there's our weekend preview. That's all lovely. Here's the situation with the rivalry with Valtteri Bottas, which, if won, will give me even more lovely, juicy driver acclaim points. 16 points to 13. It's either the first to 30 or whoever is ahead. I think by the end of the rivalry window will be the champion. So far it's looking good. I hope I can continue that for the rest of the weekend. We've dealt with all of this stuff. So there's not much else for it except to head down to the track for practice 1 to start acclimatizing ourselves to the circuit and seeing what practice programs we have to work through in order to get those lovely development points to help us improve the research and development of the car and hopefully bring us further to the front of the field. Lewis Hamilton's doing a good job of that. It's this numpty here who has to buck up his ideas. Go to track, of course. Oh yeah, here we go. Ooh, I won a nothing. And there's a glove coming up.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top 3. Perez, Hamilton and Carlos Sainz. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Not a bad first practice session, really. Got quite a bit done. That gearbox, though, that gearbox number 1, which I was holding on to just for practice, it's kaput. It's done. It did not last very long into that session at all. I ended up changing onto gearbox 2 just so I could continue with the rest of the practice session. So we won't be using that again, let me tell you. Track acclimatization and race strategy practice programs were both taken care of in practice 1 with pretty much close to full honours. The track acclimatization was on the hard tyres. Race strategy was on the mediums, and at the end of the session, I stuck on the used set of mediums just to see what kind of a lap that I could do. It wasn't the tidiest, but it did move me up a little bit. I was in the 123.3 to 123.5 kind of time band while doing practice program sessions. Then just going up for that fun little lap at the end got me to a 122.8. 122.8 there is 1.6 seconds off the pace of the fastest driver, Sergio Perez. Although Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, all out there on the soft tyre. More malleable, more grippy. You're gonna be faster over a single lap. But a 122.8 is good progress. It is, however, significantly slower than my teammate. So that's something I need to watch out for. When it comes to our nearest competitors, which kind of the McLarens and the Alpines of this world, I've at least got a little bit faster than Esteban Ocon. Both Alonso and Ocon in the Alpines were running the medium tyre. You can see that I'm about a tenth off Alonso. So, making some headway. Both McLarens out there on the softs. A 121.7 and a 122.1, respectively. There is still plenty of time to find out there. I guess I'm looking... I don't know if I will be good enough or fast enough to, even on the soft tyres, to get to a 121.3, a 121.5, a 121.6. That would be nice. But that, for me, is a nice, solid place to start in these practice sessions. A 122.8 on the medium tyres. Worn mediums at that, by the way. They'd already gone through a practice programme. It's a good start. Let's head back to the motorhome and see what else is cooking. Well, no one's cooked me a thing. It's my hands there, look. My arms are a lot hairier than that in real life. Is this even me? There he goes again. Fire that guy. Fire that guy. Meow, meow, meow. What? So, yes. %wear on the ICE, 80% on the MGU-H, 84% on the turbocharger. That turbocharger may be done forever once we change this out. I might not even be able to get another practice session out of it in a future race weekend. We swapped out that gearbox, 85%, and it was unreliable. Although the gearbox does have a lot of upgrades fitted to it by this point, so hopefully gearboxes 2, 3 and 4, and any that we might have to fit later on down the road and incur a penalty for, will be more durable and just a little bit better. Oh, trying to stifle so many yawns. I must be boring myself. No, surely not. Okay, well, practice 1 was good. Practice 2, I hope, will build on the good, and we can be gooder or maybe even goodest. Have I won a glove? Cookaroo! Well done.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Leclerc, Norris and Carlos Sainz. And that's it. Practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye.
Getting the hang of this one. I snuck in a cheeky qualifying pace practice program, which gave me a 121.652. Soft tyres, nice and fresh. Hot lap setting turned on. And that's where we got to. A 121.6. Lewis Hamilton, my teammate, a 121.734 on the medium tyres. So that's actually pretty pacey. Every other car we can see there setting their fastest time on the soft tyres. Charles Leclerc with a 121.0. We would expect to see the Ferraris up there. Carlos Sainz a 121.4. Hello, Lando. What are you up to? 121.3. Also, Fernando Alonso as well, right? So the main competitors here to Mercedes in this game, we've got the Alpine and the McLaren's bestest, fastest drivers outdoing the Mercedes here. One in 21.6. Ocon a 121.7. My current rival Valtteri Bottas a 122.0. Now Max Verstappen 121.9 and Sergio Perez a 122.1. Why is that? Are they swinging the lead deliberately here, or are they actually off the pace? Kind of interesting, isn't it? Let's get ourselves sorted out, though, for the third and final practice session, where it's all going to be about nailing a nice, fast qualifying lap. Here we go. Saturday morning now. So, new components. ICE. MGU-H. Turbocharger. 85% there. That is very close to end of life. Those will get fitted. %32% on the gearbox. 19 control electronics. 43 energy store. 51 MGU-K. That gets us in good stead for the rest of the weekend, I think. All right, then. Practice 3, I guess. Yes, I'm going to track. I want to get some more qualifying pace practice in the bag, thank you.
And with all the cars now over the line, let's see our top 3 again. Dip, Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. And if today's practice session is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula One.
Practice 3 was purely about qualifying pace. Fresh set of softs, turn that baby all the way up to 11. First attempt, I think, was about a 120.6 or 120.7. The second attempt, with the track sort of bedded in a little bit towards the end of the practice session, is a 120.263, faster than the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. My teammate Lewis Hamilton, a 120.663 in third. Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, a 121.546. Significantly off, like they're not quite pushing. They're trying some race strategy stuff. I would expect that any driver putting their fastest laps on the medium tyres are thinking a slightly longer game. Sergio Perez, though, a 122.4, that's not a Sergio Perez that is pushing, is it? Practice has gone very, very well. This is a circuit I'm quite familiar with. There are still parts of the circuit I could be more consistent on. So I'll need to watch out for that during the race. But comfortably up in the top 10 here. Could bode well for the rest of the weekend. Here come the goodies. Lots of resource points. Here are our development boosts. ERS cooling. Wing mirrors. And more improved materials. Look at that nice juicy discount here. Let's have some more. Big discount there on the turbo. Let's start to get some of the ICE. That's all very good. Even more on the ERS cooling. And a bit more on the MGUK. This is all looking very nice indeed. Good work, fellas. Small increase on the driver acclaim. Back to the motorhome, I expect. Hello, yes, here we are. Is he off? Yeah, he's seen something he likes and he's got a little funny look in his eye and he's off. Messages. It's my manager. Good luck this session. We're all expecting a good result. You've really earned that 30%. Here's the weekend preview from Mark. Well, given the laps we ran in testing, you probably already know everything there is to know about this track. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention turns 7 and 9. The car is going to try and swap ends through turn 7. Pretty much every lap, so be ready to deal with that. And if you mess up the entry for the flat-out right-hander of 9, back out early. If you try and keep your foot down, you're going straight into the gravel trap, which is true. There is an escape road there, but I don't think they've used it since 94, so don't expect much grip. Thanks very much. He's putting a little sweating smiley face emoticon there. Not an emoji. Those are different emoticons. That's right. Oh no, he said an old man thing. Unfollow. It's going to be my new catchphrase. Not sure if that's going to work in the office. May not give that a go. Here we go. So we've got our lovely new components all fitted. Our engine now has an overall percentage of 22. Where? Hey, what? Overall, wear percentage of 22%. Thanks. It's been a long day. Car is in as good a position as it can be. The practice is done. It's the business end. Time for qualifying. Soft tyres, of course. Couldn't ask for anything else, could you? No, no. Now, this is where we have to put out all of the klaxons. There I am, doing practice for the last couple of hours. People have been snoozing, having their dinner, doing whatever. There's a bet coming up. Wakey, wakey. We're going to place our bets now. It's engagements time. Where will I qualify? Now, in previous times when I've stuck out a prediction on qualifying positions, we've kind of favoured lower numbers. You know, big top 10. Can I be anywhere in the top 10? And then this little bit here in the lower end, this little bit here in the lower end. We're doing it completely different this time. It's being split up equally. The prediction is now live. Where will I qualify? Will it be a top 5 qualifying position? Will it be spots 6 to 10 or 11 to 15 or 16 to 20? No waiting here. He's woken up. Good stuff, Gilly fam. Good stuff.
Hello there.
Hello there. There's every possibility it could be top 5, right? But I could make a small mistake, or some of those other cars that have been looking a little bit slow could have been sandbagging. They could be running even faster. A 120.2 is currently my fastest time. The theoretical best in practice 3 was in the 119s. I'm expecting to see cars qualifying here in the 119s. A 118 in a Red Bull maybe could be possible too. It could get a bit scary. And in those cases, maybe I could even fall out of the top 10. Who knows? So, about 20 seconds left on the prediction. We've had one gamble so far. So, that's fine. I'll let that run. Good luck, Gilly fam. Let's see if you win back your stake, or if I'm setting it on fire in front of your face. Our car setup, everything else here is in play. Let's qualify. Dropping back. Restart. All right. Let's make it happen. Restart. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Trickiest bit here, trickiest bit, get a good exit. Can it be a top 5? Let's see. It's a top 5. It's 5th. Ooh, bonus.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Leclerc and Max Verstappen. Goodbye for now then, but we are really just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Top 5 qualifying position. Very happy with that. It's in the 119s. Fighting with a ghost the whole way there. It was towards the end of Sector 3 where I lost a little bit of time. That's been one of my weak spots. Lewis Hamilton, though, my teammate, pole position. Congratulations to him. The improvements made to this car is really paying off. A 119.463. The Ferrari of Charles Leclerc and the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, all very close here. Pretty much within half a tenth of a second is that top 3. These are the best drivers in the world. Carlos Sainz, a 119.5. Again, pretty close. Yours truly, Skip, a 119.804. Another 4 tenths or so compared to the 120.2 in practice 3. So another little step forward. Nice to see. The top 6 rounded off by Sergio Perez. So we're seeing the best 6 cars here, right? The Ferraris, the Red Bulls, the Mercedes. This is the order of things. This is what we should be seeing. I don't have to be on pole here, but if I'm up there with the rest of them, that's a good sign. Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo, and then Fernando Alonso, 7th, 8th, and 9th, all very close together time-wise. Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri splits the Alpines with Esteban Ocon outside of the top 10 in 11th. So the McLarens and the Alpines, to a point the AlphaTauris as well, are very close competitors to the Mercedes, or have been in the early part of the season. So it's good to be ahead of those. My current rival, Valtteri Bottas, who I was really having to fight against earlier on this season, has qualified all the way down in 14th place. It's a top 5. Qualifying position is 5th. Gilly Fam had put down 1,000 engagements on qualifying somewhere between 6th and 10th. On one level, bad luck. On the other, how dare you? But a good outcome there. A very good outcome indeed. Should make for an interesting race, I think. Let's advance. That's the rivalry. 2-1. 18 points to 14. It's looking good. And a good performance delivers some driver acclaim. Race day cometh, you know, eventually, as you know, these long waits here in this flipping game. So here we go then, we're back at the workstation. It's race day, he's off for another one. Can't help himself. Starting from 5th on the grid. Very good starting position. Although my starts are rubbish. So there could be a lot of chaos to come. Let's check in with the messages and see what we have. And it's my engineer Mark. He says, how am I feeling? I mean, do you really want to know the answer to that? Because pull up a chair. As I said in the briefing, the car's looking good, and I think we have the pace for a decent result. If you can get into a good flow after turn 1, the scramble at turn 1, that is, make sure to hit your marks when you come into the pits. We should be set. As always, keep an eye on the temperatures and other data on the MFD, and press the radio button for a chit-chat. You know, ask about the weather, what cars around me are up to, you know, what your plans are for Christmas, those sorts of things. That's kind of it, to be fair. There isn't anything else to look at here. We've dealt with the vehicle. We know what tyres and stuff are available. We've got to get this baby underway so we can see what the strategy is. What strategy am I going to be playing with in this race? I'm about ready for that pre-race P as well. It's all coming together beautifully. Let's start that beautiful pre-race build-up. Let's go. Mm-hmm.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture of the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996?
Do you?
That day, he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since.
Yep, don't you say anything else about that. That's what the circuit looks like. Well done.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race.
Skip watch.
Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2.
Yes.
Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Sainz,
Here he comes.
Dip,
Yay,
Perez,
it's me, look. Yay.
Norris, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, and Pierre Gasly. Ocon, Tsunoda, Kevin Magnussen, and Bottas. Mick Schumacher, Albon, Guan Yu Zhou, and Sebastian Vettel. Stroll, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
Those poor Canadians, eh?
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
Yes, boss. It's not supposed to rain, but it's very cloudy out there. I believe, according to the race forecast, the cloud does break towards the end of the race, so we should be expecting a dry one. Hopefully there isn't going to be anything that's going to cause complications. I would not be into that. The all-important thing, though, is the race strategy. Has the work that I've put in during those practice sessions paid off with a beneficial strategy here? Let's take a look. A one-stop strategy is the default. There is a two-stop as the alternate. Running out there on 2 sets of soft tyres as the alternate there. And it works out to be about 15 seconds slower all in. A dramatic shift in lap times, however, because those tyres drop off big time. You have to be very capable to make that kind of thing work. But the default strategy is a one-stopper, starting on the softs, and then moving on to the hard compound tyres. Almost a half and half. Almost, but not quite. So this is projected. This is what the team would expect, all things being equal. Now let's see how things are affected based on the practice performance. Well, that's interesting. Look at that. A very different strategy suggested. They think it will be marginally quicker to do a quick run on the soft tyres and then do a very long run on those mediums. Now, that's a massive gamble. Soft tyres guarantees a very, very pacey start, right? And I will have, out of those 9 laps, maybe 4 laps where everything feels like it's on rails. But there is a very quick drop-off on the performance of those tyres, and my lap time does a nosedive. As a strategy that is different to what a lot of other cars are doing out there, it's interesting. If they're on the mediums, towards the end of that 9-lap stint, they're going to be better than me. They're going to be faster than me. We can see that as we look at the two, right? There's a significant drop-off in the last lap or two. Whereas if you're on the mediums, you sort of level out there. So there's an uncomfortable crossover point, probably on laps 7 and 8, and 9 when I come in and change, where if I haven't had the opportunity to make a decent gap behind me, I could get overtaken, and that would negate potentially some of the gains that I've made. However, with other cars potentially coming in and changing their tyres at around the 14, 15, 16 sort of area, I would have already been out on the circuit and got those hard tyres underneath me, right? They would have come to temperature, they would have got their grip levels, there's still a decent amount of life in there, and the lap times are nice and consistent. I can see this being a worthwhile gamble. The thing is do I want to stick my neck out on this, or go conservative and sort of take my lumps as and when they happen? Let's have a look at the alternate strategy, right? What's suggested here? So the belief is that I can make those soft tyres last longer, and then it comes down to a battle between whether I want to do a 1 or a 2 stop starting on the softs. It's aggressive. It's very aggressive. Chat, do you have any opinions here? I'd be interested. This is really tempting, but there is risk involved. With the standard medium to hard, we know what we're going to get, I think. This could be a worthy gamble, but if it doesn't pay off, it's going to hurt. Giddy fan suggesting that either with the small or the large C, don't be conservative. It's tempting, isn't it? It's going to be tricky. But if and it's a big if, it's about 30, 40 foot high letters here. But if it works, it could be a genius move. That's locked in. Let's get the race day prediction. All sorted out. Okay, here we go. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for the race day prediction. Don't forget to place them bets. Your prediction is active now. Where will I finish in this race? Will it be a podium finish, top 3? Does this gamble in the strategy pay off beautifully and I get a top 3 finish? Or do I sort of hover around the position that I'm in currently and finish somewhere between 4th and 8th position? Do I fall back even further, close to out of the points, somewhere between 9th and 12th? The sort of area that I have been historically on good days. Or even further back than that, from 13th position all the way to the back of the grid. Those are your options. Bet wisely, folks. I think this could be a fun race. It could be a difficult one with the strategy that I've chosen. But I think I'll comfortably take that challenge. It's time for the pre-race P, however, so I'm going to leave you with a bet. Do have fun with that. And I will be back for about 45 minutes of no doubt tense F1 racing action coming up in just a few minutes' time. Do stay with. There we go. I got it right in the end. Much better. Thanks for asking. Well, the prediction window is closed and we have 79% of the wager on a top 3 finish, 21% of the wager on positions 4 to 8. So, the mood of the viewership here, the mood of the great community, is on a points finish and you know, a decent points finish as well. We've had 2 points finishes so far this season, both 10th place, so 1 point each time. This is an opportunity. No pressure. I know, right? Flipping heck. No pressure indeed. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, to be honest. I want this to be a good one. Because I know what's coming up, right? Monaco is not going to be pleasant. Baku could be okay. Depending on the performance of the car, right? So thank you to our prediction bettors. I need to get into race position, folks. Race position. 3/4 of an hour of racing action with our formation lap first. Let's quick hydrate here. All right, here we go.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please. No rain expected, no rain expected for the time being.
You're making me nervous there, Mark. You're making me flipping nervous. Like there could be rain. Rear tyres are warming up pretty well. The front tyres need a bit more work though. There we go. That's looking good. Parking. Oh no! Ah!
The best placement there, mate. Let's try and get a good launch as the race starts.
You get a good launch.
Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights.
Fingers crossed, team. This is it. 45 minutes of racing. About to come up. Terrible start yet again. A lot of wheel spin. We can fight back. Soft tyres, don't forget. Oh, and that's when I restart the race. But actually, that was a much better start. It was worth doing. Okay, well done, me. Good job. Not cheating at all. And a cheeky, sneaky third place taken there. Don't tell Mum. This is a good start, right? Soft tyres, so this needs to work out. Fighting with the Ferrari signs here. These soft tyres will drop off, right? So I need to make good on this. Lando Norris there in the McLaren, also with the soft tyres. So others are playing this strategy. Must increase the gap, right? I can't lose time to the cars in front here. That's not a good sign. Sweaty. The drive off on the curb there was rough, right?
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
No, thank you. Definitely feeling the pressure from Sainz in the Ferrari behind. Big focus here. Thank you for the follow. I'm a bit busy driving, but I'll shout you out when I can.
Ahead is 2.1 seconds.
Okay, so what's worrying about this is the gap in front is increasing, right? With cars on flip-in medium tyres. My scrappy racecraft is not going well. Right, let's go back to the straight. Edinburgh, 1974. Thank you so much. Thank you for checking out the channel today. Same mistake as before. Ran wide. DRS is a concern, right? I need to brake. Break any possible toe. Closing in on Hamilton a little bit, but not really enough. Increase the gap to Sainz.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done.
Okay, good stuff. That was a good little drive. Closing in a little bit now. And Lewis ahead. 1.5 compared to 1.8. A little wide there. Could have been better.
The car in front is 1.7 seconds.
Gonna murder these soft tyres, you know. Oh, rough exit off that chicane there. Sainz is closer this lap. We're going to see him close that gap a little bit. I think I can hold on to the racing line here. Straight line speed is actually looking better than the last few races. So that engine cover work in particular has really helped out in terms of the research and development stuff. A worthy investment, and definitely smart. Asking for a rush job and it being a success, because it's really paying off in this race.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Not really closing in on Lewis, which is a shame, because getting a DRS tow from him would help. Right, Sainz is 7 tenths behind.
Approaching the pit window now, and you're
Yep.
going to be on hards next time.
A long stint on the hards. It'll take a couple of laps for them to really warm up too, so it's a crucial time. Here we go. The gap is increasing in front, which is a shame. Bad drive out of that chicane. I think that's going to give Sainz the push he needs. Could be losing a position here.
Okay, gap to the car ahead is 2.4 seconds.
That's unfortunate. Now it's important for me to stay close to Carlos. Because I need that DRS. Here it is. Whoops-a-daisy. Feeling that pressure here. Wanting the strategy to work out really bad. Oh, whoa, 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 what the... No DRS.
In this lap, push now.
Yep, it's time. It's time.
You're dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second.
And the tyres, that you can see the grip is going, right? making more mistakes. It's harder to carry the same speed through some of these turns. This is definitely the right time to change. Max Verstappen is already on the hards. Has he pitted a lap early? Compared to me, maybe he has. Maybe that was a good call. Maybe I should have pitted before Sainz got too close. So we're coming into the pits.
And gap to the car in front is 1.8 seconds.
And see Norris is closing the gap. Now he might be boxing this lap too, right? Because he's on the soft tyres. So he could be running an identical strategy here. Let's see what he does. He stays out. Excellent.
Okay, there seems to have been a problem attaching the right front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us though and finish the race.
Okay, so a bit of a longer pit stop than we needed. We had a problem. 4.9 seconds. But now I've dropped significantly down the order.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
We need to get these tyres up to temperature, so this first lap's going to be tricky. Ricciardo is behind on hard tyres. So he would have probably stopped a lap early as well. Maybe he and Max stopped on lap 8, whereas I stopped on 9. I can't fully push yet. We want to see those tyres turn green. We're getting there. Then we just need the race to kind of come to us now. We've got an uncomfortable period because I'm one of the cars that's out of phase. So other cars ahead will pit in the next 5 laps potentially, at which point we can probably see some steps made forward. Okay, tyres are good, brakes are good, engine is good, fuel mix is also good. What worries me is Ricciardo is closing. I need to push pretty hard to keep a gap to him, because we will be racing each other for the rest of this race. That didn't happen. No one saw it.
Car ahead of you's just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound.
Okay, that's Norris, who I was racing. So it looks like I'm stuck in a battle with the McLarens right now. That was a decent drive out. Let's freaking go. So Lance Stroll, for example, on the mediums.
Back, we're seeing a gap starting to form.
That's good to see. Lance Stroll on the mediums is one of the cars that will be pitting. So it's really Norris ahead that is the car I'm chasing down now.
We're accumulating somewhere on the MG UK. To manage this, we're going to need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
Okay. Well, I can't do that.
Right, we've got a very worn-out MG UK. Our battery charge speed is suffering, and if it gets much worse, we could be forced to retire.
I don't like the sound of that very much. Closing in on Lance Stroll here. Will he be pitting soon, though? Not yet. We'll get DRS.
Gap to your teammate ahead is 31.1 seconds.
He's going to go defensive.
Okay, we've lost a position. That's us down a place.
Okay, that was a bit rough and ready. Didn't enjoy that. This is not a part of the circuit where I'm going to be able to overtake him anyway, right? So the important thing here is to stay close and pick up the DRS. That's the wiser move. Go deep. Block him off. Right, he'll have DRS on me. So now I have to watch out for him.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
He's battling with Ricardo, which helps us a lot. Ricardo's taken him. So that might be Stroll's medium tyres starting to wear away. Past their best. Next along the road is Sebastian Vettel, but Lando Norris is really the guy we're racing at the moment.
Yellow flag.
And a retirement. Is that behind? No, it's ahead. It's Ocon. There he is.
The track is clear, green flag.
And cars are starting to pit. So moving up to 14th place now. Vettel and Norris are still ahead here. We should be able to get Vettel in the same way we got Stroll. Stay behind. Pick up the DRS. Lewis Hamilton is now in the pits.
Okay, Lewis is in for his stop.
Is he going to go defensive? Bit of bumping there. I think that was fair. P13. We've got to get our elbows out to make this strategy work. The soft phase didn't work out brilliantly, although it has to be said, by taking third place at the very beginning of the race, that helped an awful lot.
10, you've moved up into the top 10. Well done.
Okay, the pit stops are happening.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.4 seconds.
Now it's all about chasing down Norris. Mick Schumacher's probably going to pit too. That Haas seems out of position. Right, outside of the DRS to Vettel. So it really is about chasing down Lando Norris now. There was some corner cutting there, that wasn't too gracious. More pitting? Yep. So that gets us, I think, back to our regular order. 7th place now. Full race update.
And you've got P7, 7th place. Norris just ahead, push for the position. Our gap to the car in front is 3.0 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. That's Ricciardo behind. And the gap behind us is 2.4 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Okay, gap to leader, 30.1 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, 17 laps to go now.
Long way to go. Long way to go. Most of the pit stops would have happened by this point, unless there's anybody hanging on for a very long first stint. Big mistake. Big mistake. Right, 2.5 now. It's all about closing down the gap here.
But be aware, these tyres need to go the distance.
Yes, sir. Driver in front.
Lando's ahead of you now. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 2.5 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. Your last lap time was a 1:23.9, and you're closing by 0.4 a lap.
Yes. Let's chase him down. Let's have a good race here. Come on, for a change. 2.1. Let's close that gap. Get that flipping DRS. And steal his lunch money. 1.8. We've got a race on our hands here. Drop back a little bit. Still plenty of fuel. Whoa! There's a raid or something? Holy cow. I might have to stop the race for this. You know, I'll pull over and park, put the hazard lights on, the little red triangle, you know, a few yards behind, that kind of thing. Let's... Ah! No! That'll do. Let me get onto the start-finish straight and I'll welcome everybody in. Thank you so much for the raid. I can't even see who it is yet. Yeah. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Oh no! Come on. Let's just get through the chicane. Chasing down Lando Norris here. Let's go. I was doing really well, right? Really well. And then. Let's get through this. Let's get through this. And there. Brilliant. We'll do a quick mid-session save as well while I'm at it. Hello, everyone. Mago, thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. What's going on with you today? What have you been up to? Assassin's Creed. Creeding all of them assassins. Welcome on in. Hope you had a great time. And welcome in Team Wago. I'm in a race. The F1 22 season is deep underway. This is round 6 around Spain, and I've gone with a very aggressive race strategy. I've gone on the soft tyre, pitted in early, and now I'm having to make the hard tyres last a very long time, trying to chase down the cars in front. AC3 on the pilgrimage to complete them all the air conditioning games. Good stuff. Hope you're enjoying it, man. Hope you're enjoying the mission of getting through all of the Assassin's Creed games from start to finish, including the ones that most people would think suck. Here's a little exclusive. I've not played any of them, but I'm sure they're all great. And now Mago's here. One of the most enjoyable streams I've been a part of recently was a Muego stream where he was playing the F1 game for the first time. He bought himself a wheel, didn't he? He got a fancy wheel, not that big. He's not driving a flipping 18-wheeler. He got himself a steering wheel and some pedals and thought, how hard can this F1 game be? Hey? I'm playing it with one of these. And a few assists, it has to be said. Are you working? You get a little cheeky bit of streaming and gaming in before you have to go to the day job? Because obviously, if you have other things to do, then do not feel pressured or indebted to hang around here any longer than you need to or feel compelled to. You've been practicing, though. Excellent. That's Extreme Elements. You help. No, not today. You have the rare day off. Oh, put your feet up. If you fancy hanging around and watching the rest of this race, you're more than welcome to. I'm playing as the F1 information there from the exclamation mark F1 command tells you. 50% race distance. This is a 33 lap race. It takes about 45 minutes or so to get through. So you know, I don't quite have the time to do a proper 100% full length race. That's a long time. So I'll do the 50% instead. But I really do appreciate you giving me the raid today and bringing over all of your lovely lovely community folks. I now must get back to the business. It's one of those kind of games where the focus is key. So as the little label up here says, don't check chat and drive. That's not me deliberately ignoring anybody. I will have a sideways glance to chat as and when I can. But boy, oh boy, if I was trying to keep up with every word on chat, I would be swerving this car a lot more than you saw me do when the raid first started. And I'm like, oh! Help! So I'm going to get back into this, and we'll pick up from where we left off. Let's go.
And gap to the car in front is 2.3 seconds.
So it's all about closing the gap to Lando Norris in the McLaren ahead. He is 2.3 seconds ahead currently. I need to close that gap down to at least, well, I say at least, down to 1 second or less. So I can open up the DRS flap, reduce the drag, and get even closer. He's extending at the moment, 2.5. I started this race in 5th place, got up to 3rd, then dropped to 4th, and at that point I had to come in, I think, on lap 9 to change over from the soft to the hard tyres, which are now meant to last me for the rest of the race. I've got 13 laps left of them, so they will drop off eventually. I need to make good as and when I can. This is awful. This is awful, awful, awful. Let's pick it up from there. Still lost a lot of time there. Yeah, he's now over 3 seconds. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take too many mistakes, and you can lose a second.
You've lost some time to the car behind.
Which means I have to be even more on the money for the next few laps to try and close that gap again. My best hope in this race, I think, is to finish 5th. So my hopes of a top 3 finish, and the hopes of those who place their engagements on that as a prediction, I think may be dashed. 3.7 now to Norris, so I'm driving too slow. .5. .3.
Okay, Leclerc's just set the fastest lap.
You get out wide and you stay out wide. Let's pick that up here. Okay. pushed too hard on the flipping gas there, man. So, where are we getting it here? That's it. That's it. Not losing the rears that time.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Yep. Hey! I can't see the name, but I will thank you nevertheless for the follow. And, oh, God, see? Look, head comes out. Just for a moment. Just for a moment. Sedulous bacon? The 8th? That's a lot of bacon. That's where I'm losing time there, missing the apex. Turn 3, very long turn. Here's 4. Three seconds now. Must close that gap. This is the race. This is the only race I have. Carlos Sainz is 16.8 seconds ahead. There's no way I'm catching him. Drop back, 3.3.
Okay, gap ahead.
Tough exit. Tough exit of that last turn. I don't want to finish 7th.
Okay, you're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Let's keep pushing.
Yeah, I don't want to get into a tussle with Alonso. I need to be pushing forward, not losing time to the chasing pack behind. That's not the kind of race I want. Full race update.
That's P7 now. P7. Lando ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 3.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Alonso behind you now. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 4.1 seconds. Our gap to first place is 33.2 seconds.
Oh, that's massive.
For these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. And 11 laps to go.
Oy. Long old way to go. Long old way. That was an excellent lap. I'm closing now. Need more laps like that.
We're currently trailing our teammate by 17.6 seconds.
It's irrelevant. That's not my race today. Hello. I'm going to park up in that piece of Lego. There you go. Toys and blocks. Flippin' heck. Come on. That's it. And away we go. Missing that apex again. That's going to lose a little bit of time for sure, right?
Okay, gap to the car ahead is 1.9 seconds.
Come on, let's chase him down. Lando Norris, 1.8 seconds now. This is the race, man. I want this to happen.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Oh boy, am I focusing. I've got loads of fuel still to use. Got to be so careful through here. Costly mistakes can happen here. Like going wide. Whee! Flip it. Here. Now I've lost time there, but I can probably pull that back. Verstappen is now on the soft, so he's kind of reversed his strategy because he was out there on the hards earlier. So 2.1, so I need to close that gap again to Norris. Driver in front.
Norris just ahead, push for the position, and gap to the car in front is 2.1 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They've done 14 laps on those tyres now, and the time last lap was a 1 minute 23.7. All right, you're falling back by 1/10 a lap.
.8. I get a good lap like that, and then I screw it up the next lap and fall back again. I have to watch out for that. Perez, someone was in the pits.
Increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap.
That's what I want to hear. Okay, so I don't have to worry about Alonso so much. Let's get him. Come on. Wonky exit. Probably lost a 10th. .5, 1.6. Okay, this is better. That gap is visibly closing. Catching is one thing, passing is another, right? Making it stick. .6. Dropping ever so slightly, so I'm just going to have his number on straight line speed, which is really important. The Mercedes, up until this race, has really struggled with straight line speed. Miami, the race that we had this time last week, was so bad for that. So we've covered off a weakness with some of the upgrades, and that's definitely allowing me to keep up with Lando Norris here. Not quite closing fast enough, but we've got time. The laps are running out. Felt like a good drive out there, but the gap has increased.
Gap to your teammate ahead is 19.8 seconds.
Send him my best wishes. So much fuel to burn.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.9 seconds.
Okay, I'm really going to push now. I'm going to brake later. I'm going to accelerate harder. Got to make this work. That was too deep though through that chicane. Didn't like that. Let's get on to this bit. Wasn't much better really. No, lost loads of time. What a mess. That's cost me 6th place.
At the moment, the car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap.
It's going to be very difficult to catch up now. This is still a good outcome. So much better than any other race I've had this season so far, right? So I could just be guilty of being a bit too greedy. But Norris's position has just been so close to grabbing. Oh, good evening. Let's go from here. Like, my best finish so far in this season has been 2 10th places. A 7th is good in that regard, you know? A 6th, though. A 6th.
To catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left.
All the fuel in the world. I can burn through it to my heart's desire. Fuel has not been a problem in this race. It's just inch perfect on every turn. It's so hard to do that. Too much curb. That's lost a lot of time. Let's see. You know, it's a little bit too close to the edge, really, to keep repeating the chicane stuff. Sometimes you just have to take the hit, but yeah, that wasn't really much better. Yeah, I'm not getting him in 2 laps. I won't even be close enough to force him into making a mistake. And these tyres, man, you know, they're giving out. They're starting to give out. There's more vibration in the controller, giving me that feedback.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Yep, fuel isn't the problem, buddy. I'm just running out of laps. That was a good exit. Won't be enough to chase him down. Definitely got into a good rhythm though as this race has moved on. Closing the gap again, but we just don't have the time to really make the most of it. Unless he poos his pants or something, it's like, oh, poo my pants. And then I can like take advantage of the distraction, but I don't think that's going to happen somehow. Final lap.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Well, we're going to have to settle for 7th. And fair play to these hard tyres. They've really, really delivered. Been able to give them a pretty rough time, and they've held it together.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Okay, gap to the car ahead.
Okay.
3.8 seconds.
Okay. This is it then. Last few turns. Doesn't matter if I stuff it up. There's nothing I can do about it. Let's cross that finish line. Meet the checkered flag.
Race over.
And nail in that 7th place.
Another Spanish Grand Prix is over then, and what a special race it was. Napoli Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out of the track was: speed. It sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Yes, XP. Let's go. I've unlocked a free nothing. And a helmet. That's where the magic comes from.
So let's have a quick look at how the drivers' standings have changed. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. Let's focus on driver of the day, Natalie Pinkham. Come on, who do you pick?
Often, my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Oh, yes. And that's that. 46 minutes and 5 seconds was your race time. Charles Leclerc from second place on the grid takes the win. Lewis Hamilton, who qualified on pole, drops down to 4th place. I think that is an indication of the performance of the cars, right? Because we know that the Ferraris and the Red Bulls are faster than the Mercedes. He wasn't the only car to drop back, of course. I qualified in 5th. And in turn 1, managed to get up to 3rd. We've already gone over the issues with running out there on the softs. It seemed like the smarter move would have been to have pitted on lap 8 instead of lap 9. That additional lap on the soft tyres was just enough to lose a place. It's a big evening for followers. Whoop. So Whoop, they named them twice. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for checking out the channel today. Very pleased to have you on board. So, I'm not disappointed with this. I'm not disappointed with this as an outcome. Start 5th, take the aggressive strategy, right? What would have happened had I taken the conservative strategy? I could have probably ended up in a very similar spot. If Lewis Hamilton dropped from 1st down to 4th, where could I have ended up? Same place? Struggled on the end phase of the medium tyres while others did better and maybe lost a couple of additional positions and fallen back further? Possibly. I think perhaps the most frustrating element of that race was the second half, was chasing down Lando Norris and getting in touching distance, but never getting closer than about 1.5 seconds. Just a couple of little mistakes as you're chasing up and you lose the time that you gained. Worse still, you lose more. And that happened 2 or 3 different times in the second half of that race. Closing that gap up, feeling excited, getting a little bit cocky, making a mistake and losing that time again. So like we had this accordion effect. Anywhere between like 3 seconds and 1.5 seconds. But there were some overtakes. There was the first corner overtake and there was also passing 2 Aston Martins shortly after the one pit stop I had. There's good stuff to come out of this. Also, 6 points. 6 points. The most points I've scored in a race this season to date. Hopefully we'll see some better stuff coming up. First of all, let's go back and have a look at the race highlights. I think this could be a good one. So the second Mercedes from 5th place. A little bit of a wonky start. A decent pull away though. I'm going to pull in here. There we go. Bam. From 5th to 3rd. The hope here was to try and stay close to my teammate and increase the gap behind while I was out there running on the soft tyres. I did not make significant enough gains, sadly. And in fact, you can see on lap 1, I'm, you know, working hard to keep the Ferrari behind me. Falling off the racing line quite a bit there as well. I've yet to find my rhythm. The gap is increasing ahead. Side by side here. With Carlos Sainz taking the inside, blocking him off. Good move. However, this is probably the point where maybe I should have changed to the hard tyres. And at this point, especially with DRS as well, it's a different story. And there's no chance of being able to hold Carlos Sainz back the second time. So I drop a position to 4th. At this point, Lando Norris is the car behind, so he benefits from pitting at a slightly different phase to me. Bit of coming together with one of the Aston Martins. That was probably Lance Stroll. This is, I think this might be going up against Sebastian Vettel. Yep, car 5. That's a nice move. That was a DRS pass as well, right? And I had to block him off. Take the inside line and block him off. Brake later. Block him off. A slight bump of the wheels, but I think that was fair play. And nothing else really, because we've covered the second half of that race. I was trying to chase down a car and never really got there. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that one quite a lot. Let's have a look at the championship standings and see where the cards have fallen. Lewis Hamilton, 5th in the World Championship. That's my teammates there, by the way. 61 points, with Sergio Perez only a few points ahead, and Lando Norris only a few points behind. A significant jump for yours truly, though, moving up to 10th. A long way behind a lot of my competitors. But to move from 2 points to 8 points is significant, I think. It also keeps me comfortably ahead of my current rival, Valtteri Bottas, in the Alfa Romeo, who is 14th in the championship, with 4 points. So a lot of good stuff, really, to take out of this race weekend. A solid and successful series of practice sessions. Nice turn in qualifying 5th. Couldn't really imagine being much faster than Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, and Lewis Hamilton. If I can be the 6th fastest out of that lot, I'm doing okay. But the 2 McLaren drivers and the 2 Alpine drivers are ahead. These are the ones that I need to start to swallow up, right? I don't see myself winning the World Championship, but I could get myself up to that top 6, right? That would be a good spot. Esteban Ocon, only 2 points ahead. He's someone I should be thinking about in the next couple of races. Can I beat him, score more points than him? Because I'll pass him. So those 2 Alpine drivers and those 2 McLaren drivers are my fiercest competitors over the next few races. We'll bear that in mind. Looking at the Constructors' Championship, there's no changes in the positions. A good points haul for Mercedes, though, has helped increase the gap to Alpine, no doubt. And there's not much there to the McLarens. Another couple of good races there, and we could see Mercedes taking 3rd. spot in the constructors' standings, which is very positive. A million miles away from the top two, Ferrari with 229 points and Red Bull with 200. But sometimes you're up there at the top, sometimes you're fighting for the next best spot, and that's what we're up to, I think, in this season. Quick check-in with the race director. Let's see those pit stop strategies, shall we? Max Verstappen. A flip reverse of what several other cars were running on, including me, right? So Lando Norris, myself, Daniel Ricciardo were all on the soft to hard strategy. Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen completely flipped that around. Started on the hards, moved over to the soft tyres. Lewis Hamilton went medium to hard, the conservative option, and dropped from first to fourth. Who gained? Who gained from their strategy? That's the question. Max did. Sergio did, actually. They both did. But only by one position. Sainz lucked out. Leclerc did. Lando didn't. I didn't. Ricciardo didn't. But only by like one position. Nothing too significant. But it can make all the difference. Incidents? Lance Stroll. He got told off for colliding with me. That's right, because I was already past him. Esteban Ocon there had a mechanical failure. We saw that happen on lap 14. That's all the lovely stories of the pit stops. A slow pit stop for me. That could have been worth... That could have actually been worth a position in the end. There was an issue with fitting one of the tyres, don't forget, while I was in the pits. Looks like I was the first car to pit, according to this. Yeah. So those 2 seconds I lost, well, probably 2.5 seconds I lost in the pit stop because there was an issue with one of the front tyres. Might have cost me a position. Might have cost me a position in this race. I'm going to have words with my team. Put them straight. Well, I think that does it for the post-race analysis. It was a good one. Best race of the season so far. Most pleased with that. Let's look at all the goodies I get for my rivalry and stuff like that. And then we'll go back to Team HQ. Five! Yes! 5 points to 2. Suck on that. The gap is increasing. 23 points to 16 in the rivalry. Look at that, a nice big boost on driver acclaim, getting ever closer to 10. Who knows what that really means, but we like it, don't we? When the numbers go up. Here we go. For some reason, I couldn't ban that account. If you could do that for me, Gilly fam, that'd be great. Thank you. The ban option wasn't responding for me, so thanks for taking care of that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice having followers and stuff, But I earn them on my own merit. Slowly, over time. Here we are then, back at team headquarters with less than a week to go until the Monaco Grand Prix. What we do at least have at this point is the opportunity to review our research and development plans for the next month or so. See if we can get some more upgrades for the car. Now, I have up in the top right-hand corner a like a little message flashing. Is that in here? No, it says no mail. Then why is that flashing then, for crying out loud? You got mail. I can't read it. Where else would it be? It's not going to be Super License or the item shop, is it? I don't think... Friends! I don't think there's any friends! Okay. And no in-game messages either. Right. So, research and development. We have 2,846 resource points to spend. There is no R and D in progress right now. You can see on the vehicle performance comparison chart there, on the right-hand side, that Red Bull Racing is marginally faster than the Ferrari and the Mercedes, who are both very close to each other. That wasn't necessarily the case at the beginning of the season. The research and development has been making some sincere and severe strides for the Mercedes team. You can see that, especially over the last 3 events. The teal line for the Mercedes team has had a really quite sharp upwards momentum. Let's hope that we can make that continue. So with 2,846 resource points here to spend, what are the smart investments going forward, right? There's a lot going on here. And we're looking for positive improvements. Now, first thing would probably be to check what the recommended upgrade is. What do we got? This could be a good one. It's to do with the chassis. Now, the engine cover was something that we rushed through in time for the Spanish Grand Prix, and that was a success. And I think that's, in terms of weight distribution and improving speed, that was pretty positive. I like the idea of investing big in this. Let's see what else is available here, right? So that's one on weight distribution. Here's one on weight reduction. We've got quite a few there. Cockpit weight reduction. That's interesting. The new cockpit padding is made from ultralight foam, which will allow us to maintain the same level of comfort and safety, but reduce the overall weight. That's quite nice. Tyre blankets. That's an interesting one too, actually. Heats the tyres more evenly, better preparing them for sessions ahead, and tyre wear is decreased. There's some good ones here. There's some good ones. Quite excited about that. How about aeros? So there was a little bit on the wing mirrors. Enhances aerodynamic properties and reduces turbulence and drag. Actually, that's a nice little boost. 950 there. Front wing main plane is also a significant increase on the downforce. That's a big well, not a gamble, but a big investment too. Fuel injection, ERS cooling. I think that could be an interesting one. We were having some warning shots about that in this race. Reliability testing on the ICE, the MGH, the MGUK. We were warned about the MGUK there. Improved materials. And the turbo. So many options. All worthwhile.
Chip, 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 chip.
That's a good one. Thanks, Tommy. MG UK, improved materials. The durability is increased. Components will be more resistant to wear. I want this. It's got a longer turnaround time. They both do. They probably all do here. They've all got a similar turnaround. That's unavailable. That's even later. That is significant, mind you. That's. Let's. I think maybe the MG UK and the Turbo are worthwhile investments here. A 19% chance of failure. See, the gap, this is the thing, the gap between the Monaco Grand Prix and the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is big enough that we don't have to rush it. With a 19% chance of failure as opposed to a 44% chance, right? We can't keep gambling that way. So yeah, improved materials, I would like to bank that. And I would also put the turbo through on that one as well. More resistant to wear. And a nice significant leap. So you can see on the vehicle performance comparison there, in terms of durability, we will be significantly more competitive compared to the Red Bull and the Ferrari, which is very nice to see. That's if it all pays off. We have had some issues with these upgrades not going through the first time and there being an extended delay. I would like both of those. 1,644 resource points left. Reworked cooling to all elements of the energy recovery system ensures they remain within peak operating temperatures and therefore function more effectively. I want it. 490 with a lovely 30% discount. And again, we won't rush it. So I'm putting that through. Now we have 1,154 resource points left. Just enough to perfect the positioning of the energy store cells. They can be positioned lower, which lowers the vehicle's overall centre of mass. I'm baking it in. It's another one we don't have to rush. And in terms of the chassis, that's going to put us more or less level with Ferrari if that works out. That's our research and development stuff commissioned. And if that all pays off, we are looking to be pretty much level or maybe ever so slightly ahead of Red Bull in terms of overall performance. Fingers crossed we can make that work. Quick check-in on the engine. Overall now we have 26% wear. We can see that the MG UK at 58% wear is probably the oldest component now. As we swapped in the ICE, the MGUH and the turbocharger for practice 3, qualifying and the race here at Spain. So they've been newly added. Gearbox 1 is toast. Unreliable. We can't carry on using that. 42% wear on the current gearbox, however. Another couple of race weekends and we're probably waving goodbye to that as well. Control electronics are looking good, as is the energy store. You can see how we could be seeing penalties later on in the season. With some of these items. But so far, so good. So let's advance time and meet our next race weekend. And there it is. There is no, quite wisely, I think, no Pirelli Hot Lap around the streets of Monaco. It's a very busy place. But all I can say is, oh no, Monaco. I know. I don't have a very good track record at Monaco. In F1 2020, 2 years ago, I did very poorly in F2 and very poorly in F1. In F1 22, I've already driven around the streets of Monaco in an F2 car. I didn't finish last. But yet again, they were not my glory days. Now, I've got a half-decent F1 car underneath me, but I am not fast enough around this circuit, which causes a problem in qualifying, and I'm very likely to fall down the order in the race itself. So let's wrap up the Spanish Grand Prix in a very pretty ball and put that on the shelf, pride of place, and go, yes, that's a souvenir worth keeping. Because I know I'm going to be holding that in my head and my heart next weekend, driving around the streets of Monaco. I will be very lucky to see a points finish. I'll be very lucky to come out of the end of that weekend thinking that I still want to carry on playing the game. And I don't want to just uninstall everything and set my entire living space on fire. That's dramatic, but I am being quite frank with you. That could well be my emotional state. That emotional state will be available for you all to see live as it is performed in 2 Sundays' time. That's right, not next week. Now, my B game, F1 22, is usually every Sunday evening. But, next Sunday is the day before Halloween. And so for 1 week only, 1 Sunday night only, we're going to have an evening of Dead by Daylight. More than likely, it's going to be an evening of Survive with Friends. If anyone wants to join. So that is coming up next week from 5:30 p.m. UK time. Dead by Daylight Halloween special. The week after, so 2 Sundays time, he looks at the calendar. Hello, calendar. Hello. Seems like there's some things are not working on my machine here. So I'm going to have to open an entire app to do this so I can tell you what the date is. The 6th of November. Remember the 6th of November because it's going to be the Monaco Grand Prix and it'll be flipping miserable. No, it could be good. It could be good. The highs, the lows, the emotions, the pain, everything. We will experience together in 2 weeks' time. That's the next time you can catch me playing F1 22, the 6th of November, a Sunday, from 5:30 p.m. UK time. Please do come along and join me